Yeah. So, right. So what is happening in? I was training at Upgrade, right? I was giving training at Upgrade. So what I was seeing, whatever pupil, uh, okay, whatever Upgrade, right? Whatever people are joining Upgrade or doing the course, out of 50% is not able to make the transition into data science. 50% are not able to make the transition. The simple reason is because they are doing job, they are into different codes, they are into different domain. Doing a transition is not easy at all. It is not easy. So what I will recommend you, uh, okay, how can I hide this? Okay, yeah. So so the transition is not easy, right? It needs regular effort. So if I teach you every day 2 hours, it will be burden on you, because you, some of the people are already doing a job, or maybe some people are from MTech, right? So already you have 6 7 hour of classes, and after that giving 2 hour every day, it is a very difficult task. So we are keeping it simple, every day 1 hour, so that you get some time to absorb the information, because nowadays we are consuming too much information. Absorbing is important, understanding it, because ultimately you are going to spend upcoming career of yours, right? So every day you will spend 8 to 9 hours into that job. So be uh, you should know very well those concept of fundamentals, right? So that's why I will keep this slow, right? Every day for 1 hour. That is the reason, right? So that is what I suggest you. We are not in hurry that when we will finish this. Finishing is not important. Again, why? If you know only core Python, statistics, and machine learning, only these four things, you still have jobs. Why? Tomorrow I will do one session, right? So let me show you the session plan, right? This is a session plan. Let me open this. So so this is the agenda for this week, right? So every day we will try to do something. Today we will try to understand this world of IT, how this IT world is working, because if you understand it, then it will be easy for you to make the decision whether you want to be a data scientist or not, right? And tomorrow we will discuss the job roles of data science, right? Like data engineer, data analyst, um, and the roles and responsibilities, because then you can decide what you want to be. And then we will start with the Python programming, right? So I will update this on weekly basis. So that is what the agenda for a week, right? So let's move here. Okay, so where I was, yeah. So if you are good in Python and machine learning and deep learning, you can start your career in Gen AI also, right? You can start your career as a computer vision engineer also, right? So what I'm trying to say is, if you know core Python and SQL, then you can start your career as a data engineer, right? So it is not that you should know everything. A job requirement always write everything, right? But something you will learn on the job role also. It is not that everything you are going to learn in this course or your MTech degree or your BTech degree, right? So that is what I think, right? So today's agenda is very simple, right? So what I want is, I just want to show you some the glimpse of IT world, right? How this whole world is working, right? And for us, for Indians, right? We are, I think most of the people are from India here. For us, IT is important because we are capturing 60% IT market of the world. That is why if you see a BCom guy, arts guy, a guy from mechanical engineer, civil engineer, or chemical engineer, they all are working in IT, right? So we have to understand this, and it is well-paying job also, because we are getting money in dollars, right? When you convert dollar into rupee, then it will be huge, right? So first understand this IT world, right? Because some high school guys are also there, okay, and some of them are my relative also. So yeah, so okay, so what I'm saying is first, I think you all have seen this cell phone, right? You all use this cell phone, okay? This is cell phone, okay? And you all use your laptop or system, okay, right? So whenever you make any request, or suppose you are booking a ticket of movie ticket, right? Right now there is a movie released. Which movie is released? Shahid Khan movie, Deva. Suppose you want to book that ticket. So ultimately when you book the ticket, it will hit to a server, right? It will hit to a server and it will do your booking and update details into a database, right? Suppose you are booking a movie ticket from cell phone, and this is your computer, and whenever you do any request, server will take that request and respond you back, right? So okay, you can see like this, okay. So it will book your tickets, right? This I think we know, all the computer engineer or IT engineer, they know this basic structure, right? When this database increases, or maybe for example we are taking example of Paytm, right? Okay, in case of Paytm, suppose this is a database of movie booking, maybe they have another database for flight ticket, maybe they have another database for some other thing, right? Okay, so suppose they have multiple database, and they, what they do is, maybe they are using some NoSQL database also, right? So all this data sets comes to a single place, right? That single place is known as data warehouse, right? Because uh, uh, whenever you do request on server, it ultimately store here. For example, now you can take example of DMart, right? How many transactions happen in DMart every day, right? So those transactions, if you accumulate for a year, those will be in millions. So ultimately we want this data at a same place to, because it won't work, right? Let me give you an example. I was working for one of the NBFC bank, okay, from South Africa. Okay, so what that bank is doing, they have their 50 GB data in MySQL database. So this is, suppose this is a MySQL. MySQL is a software, right? It's a software where we store the data, right? So when you do ETL or some operation extracting data from 50 GB data, it is not easy. The query speed will very slow. So for that, time to time you have to move this data to some data warehouse, right? Or maybe data lake, right? You try to move your data here, and from here you do some ETL job, or you do, ETL means extract, transform, load. In simple word, you can say data pre-processing. You are doing pre-processing. Okay, sorry. You are doing data pre-processing. Okay, after ETL you again put this data maybe on data lake, or maybe on blob storage, right? A blob storage, like you can keep this data on S3, right? S3, AWS S3 as your blob, right? Or maybe you can keep this again into a database, right? And from this database you can create your dashboard, right? Dashboard like something like dashboard like, okay, and some graph like this. Okay, you are creating a dashboard, right? So you can see this, this is your whole process, and maybe you are using this database, or maybe you are using this data set and trying to create a machine learning model which help you to make the forecast. What kind of forecast? It can be forecasting. Suppose you are using your mobile app, and you are applying for a loan, then whether you are eligible for that loan or not, that machine learning model will decide. So this model ultimately via an API connected with this server, right? Okay, so this is how the whole flow is. You use your application, maybe mobile or maybe application like maybe on website, right? And all the data comes on a single place. Maybe you are using Flipkart app, right, or Amazon app. All the data will go into database. From database we move this data to data warehouse. We do some ETL process, collect that data, create dashboard. 5 year creating this so that business people make decision, right, what is happening with the sales. Right. Similarly, we can create machine learning model to make predictions. You can say, let me write a prediction. Right. So with data, you can do two things in general. Either you will create a dashboard or you will create a machine learning model or some kind of model which will does the prediction part. Prediction means forecasting anything, whether you are eligible for loan or not, whether you are going to purchase my product or not, right? So all those kind of, whether you will have diabetes or not, some kind of machine learning model we will create to forecast something. For example, I want to forecast my sales. Suppose I am DMart, I want to forecast that I want to forecast, for example, sale of Close Up, right? Close Up is a toothpaste, right? I want to see what is the sale of Close Up in upcoming 4 weeks. I need to create a machine learning model. Okay, so these kind of things we will do in machine learning. Generally, we will try to create a model, right? As a data analyst, you try to create a dashboard. And when you extract this data, do ETL, you here comes the role of big data engineer or data engineer, right? So what I will do now, I will change this color, right? So this is the whole IT world, right? Suppose you are a mobile developer, you can use Android, right, or iOS. Suppose you are using website. On website you might be UI UX. You are using UI UX, you are using HTML, CSS, JavaScript, right? On server, you might be using Python, right? You might be using Java, you might be using Ruby, you might be using PHP, you might be using Node.js. Yeah, here you can also use the JavaScript version, like React for front end. So React and these technologies are basically for front end. Right, HTML, CSS, React, JavaScript, these are for front end, and UI UX is for your user interface and user experience design, right? So generally these guys are your graphic designer, right? Graphic designer. Yeah, space is very less, right? Okay. And what else? Yeah, nowadays lots of people are using Golang, right? Golang and one more, Scala. Scala has huge requirement nowadays. Scala, other languages are also there, right? So similarly, if you see here database, right? Here some people use MySQL, right? You can also use Oracle, right? Postgres, right? In NoSQL, you can use MongoDB, right? For example, data warehouse, you can use Snowflake, right? Snowflake. You can also use some cloud services like Redshift kind of thing, which is from AWS. You can use BigQuery as a data warehouse tool. You can use ClickHouse, right? You can use Teradata. No, there is one more, Informatica, right? Okay. Then ETL. So earlier we have a job of ETL engineer, right? But now it is replaced with the data engineering, right? So you can also use other cloud services like Azure Synapse, right? And other services also are there. ETL. So this is generally does by data engineer. Earlier we say them ETL engineer. Nowadays this job profile is replaced by data engineer. Not replaced, things get evolved. Initially statistician using the data, now we are using statistics with some algorithms, now we are seeing a data scientist. So things get evolved over the period of time, right? So here when you create a dashboard, you can use tools like Power BI, right? Power BI, Tableau, right? Okay, and when you create machine learning models, generally we use Python here, right? But ultimately to train these models we have to use some kind of cloud, because we can't train on the local machine. All right, so if you see all these technologies which I named, all of these are job roles. Power BI developer, Tableau developer, Python developer, Ruby developer, Java developer, UI UX engineer, front end engineer, React developer, iOS developer, Android developer. If you see a Snowflake expert nowadays, Snowflake, Databricks is also there, right? So each technology that we are using, right? Maybe we are using some cloud also. So each skill is nowadays a job, right? So it is not only about data science that everyone is discussing about Chat GPT, DeepSeek, right? So I will also become a data scientist. No, if you have interest in PHP, you will also make money, because if you see in the market after COVID, salary is almost now there is no discrimination. If you are a PHP developer or a Ruby developer, or you are a Java developer or a data scientist, salary is almost equal for each and every developer. That is what I am observing. I have seen people who have experience in PHP, 5-year experience is getting 25 LPA. Right. So if you see from the point of view of money, now every field has money. Now it is about your interest, right? If you are good in Ruby also, you can make the money. If you are good in Android and iOS, you can make the money, right? So you have to ask yourself first what you want to be, right? I am not running this course for money, right? If the 30-40 people continue till the end, I am happy with that, right? So you have to decide what you want, whether you want to be into data science or not. If you want to do something else, you can, right? You can. Okay, so this is the whole world of IT, how things are. Apart from these, other roles are also there, like you can see ERP, right? You can see cloud engineer, right? You can see cloud engineer, right? You can be good, you have to good in at least a cloud, right? You can be a DevOps engineer. Apart from these things, right? You can be a cyber security expert, right? So other domains are also there, like other non-technical jobs are also there. Project manager, right? Project manager, right? And business analyst. Okay. And if you are not interested in that, you can also do accounts job, HR job in any IT company, right? Because again, I told you that we are capturing 60% market. If you go Pune, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Gurgaon, right? All of those cities are filled with IT jobs or IT companies. So it is not, they only don't need the IT engineer, they also need the HR managers, they also need accountants, they also need guy who can do their day-to-day operations. So it is not only about learning coding, other skills are also there. They also need network engineer, right? So whatever your interest is, maybe you are a BTech student or you are a high school guy, right? You can decide what you want to be. Every skill has a job. It's up to your interest, but you should be good in that, right? Okay, so this initial phase, you can see this is about the software development, and the later phase, this phase, right? This whole phase that you are seeing, this is from the data science perspective. Data science, data engineer, and this is a data analyst, right? Data analyst. And this modeling and prediction part done by data scientist. In certain company, these roles maybe overlap. That is what I have seen, right? Some companies want, like I was giving you example of Dish TV. So Dish TV guy wants a guy who is good in data engineering and as well as the data science, right? So it depends on job role also, right? So I hope I given you right examples. Apart from this, there are other job roles also in IT world that you can try. Other certifications are also there that you can try. All right. Okay, I am stopping here, and okay, let me just. Okay, now I want to explain you about my course, right? What I want to say is, right, so now the thing is why I am starting with Python, right? The reason is, if after 2 months you don't like the data science world, you can start your career as Python developer also. It is not that you only can do this thing, you can also be a web developer, right? If you follow initial 1 or 2 month, you can get you will be good at Python, but you have more opportunities then. You can be Python developer, you can go for data engineer, you can go for data analyst, you can go for data scientist, right? So opportunities will open for you after each course or each skill. If you see this course plan right here, if you see this course plan, after each course your skill set will increase, your ability for working on a certain job role will increase, right? So that is why I designed this sequence. Yeah, I can also use R. Now some people ask me, why are you not using R? So unfortunately R don't have that much jobs compared to Python. If you see R jobs, 10 out of 1 job for R, right? So that is why we are not focusing on this. And R generally used by a statistician, and I'm not a statistician, to be frank. Yeah, right. So that is a market is moving towards Python. The reason is the market wants a single language for creating API, single language for creating a web application, single language for doing data engineering, single language for doing data science, right? So because it is easier than for manage, right? Anyone is asking something? Some few. It's free, yeah, free. Course is free, right? Free. But in Hindi, actually, some people are from South, so I think we should do it in English. Yeah, and also when you work, you have to work with English clients, right? Not English clients. You have to work with clients. They don't know Hindi, right? Except few Indian companies, right? Like Paytm, Swiggy, Zomato, or Indian startups. Except those, all will work in some other language. But the English is a common language which everyone understands. So I should say you should focus on English. Try to improve. If you don't understand anything, you can ask me, or I will also share you the recorded session also. No issues on that, right? So yeah, that is what my understanding on this. Yeah, session is recording. Yeah, session is recording. Right, session is recording, and this is a first session, right? So if you don't understand few things, don't worry about this. We will do such session more and more when we will try to when we will understand these things, right? So that is the reason I'm starting with Python, and after Python I will focus on stats, because for machine learning you should know the stats, right? Yeah, and my focus will be on data science more rather than data engineer or data analyst, right? Because I'm a data scientist, I have more experience in this, I know these things, I have worked on a couple of projects, but I feel comfortable here. But don't worry, we can do few sessions of Power BI and Tableau. I will try to ask my friends who are working in this area, they can take 2-3 session or 4 sessions, so that you know these technologies well also. Right, Okay, we have discussed almost all the things. So today I will say you first go and ask yourself, in this IT world, what things you want to do, what you want to become. You want to be a, okay, let me just summarize this is called front end, right? This server work is called back end, right? So you can be a back-end engineer using Java, Python, Ruby, PHP. You can be a front-end engineer using React. Most of the people are asking for React nowadays, right? And apart from this, one is also there, UI UX, right? This is an easier job. Most of the commerce student or arts student you see in this area, but they are doing pretty well. I'm seeing few people who started in this area, they are doing good, right? So see your background, see your comfortness, where you are fitting in this scenario, right? Yeah, here this is a database layer. Sometimes people require DBA, database administrator, but I have not seen much requirement of this, right? I have not seen much requirement, but still few company hires, right? Few government organization also hire for DBA, right? So you can also see for this profile also, right? But still there's a very limited job market there, but if you have interest, then you will find your way. That is what I believe. I started data science at 12 years back, 2013. That time nobody talks about data science. We started courses like MTech in data science, MBA in data science in Devi Ahlia University, Indore, right? And I was not sure this is going to be that big, right? Someone told me, someone told me you should work on blockchain, right? Some person told me you should work on blockchain, but another person who is from TCS, my mentor, he said blockchain is only a technology, but data science is a domain. Data science is a domain because it has multiple job roles or job profiles. Blockchain has only a single job profile in general, right? So thanks to him, I just followed this way, right? Because data science has more opportunities. If you see nowadays, you are seeing AI and Gen AI. I will also talk about that also, right? So this is a DBA part, and this is part data warehouse or ETL engineer. You can say data warehousing, or you can say ETL engineer. I'm staying with ETL engineer. And also nowadays some companies are looking like data engineer profile, right? So it depends what they are asking for. Like some company approach me, they only ask for Snowflake, right? So if you are good in Snowflake or SQL, Snowflake also, in these all of these tools you have to write the SQL. SQL means SQL, right? So you should be good at SQL. Not only SQL, they will ask you advanced SQL. As I was giving one interview, in that they were brutally asking, about SQL. They were asking very difficult question of SQL, right? So you should be good at SQL with advanced SQL like Windows function, rank, dense rank, all these things. Okay, and this is ETL, data engineer. Yeah, so it depends. Like 2 days back, I got call from Accenture. They were looking a guy who knows BigQuery and Python. BigQuery and Python. That's it, their requirement. So it depends what job profile is. So each skill will add a value, right? As you grow forward. Now it depends how much time you have, in which job role you are, okay, and how you want to do the transition, that you need to see, right? The simplest path is data analyst. Know your SQL, know some basic Python, and know any of one of this tool, and you can easily get the job. What I'm observing is lots of candidates who are from different background, MBA background or commerce background, they are learning one tool, Power BI or Tableau, and they are starting their career as a data analyst. So it depends what is your background, identify that, what is your skill set, and as per that you decide where you want to go. right? And data science job is not that easy, because if you are thinking that data science job is easy compared to other jobs, no. All jobs require effort of 8 to 9 hours in your job, at least 8 to 9 hours. Some companies pressurize you more, you have to put more hours there, right? You have seen example of EY, right? Nowadays, right? Lots of people are talking about work hours, right? So you need to understand that also. None of the job is going to be easy. None of the job. Each one require same effort. uh, so that is why I was saying you have to decide. You take a day and think where you want to start. Tomorrow I will talk about more about these roles, but you have to understand this thing, right? These roles you have to understand where you want to go. Apart from this, these roles are also there, right? Apart from these, other roles are also there, right? Maybe I have not discussed here. And another, some people say I don't know coding, what should I do? You can be good at SQL and Power BI or maybe Tableau. You can become a data analyst. You can start with ERP. You can start with cyber security, or you can be a cloud engineer. Just be good at one cloud, or you can also start with DevOps, right? Or you can be business analyst if your communication skill is awesome, right? So you have to decide where you want to go, what you want to do. Okay, as a fresher, you have to make a call. You have to make a call, and you should know the reason behind it, why you are doing that. That is how you can proceed from here. And if you don't make a decision, then you will stuck in this loop. All right. So this is all from my side, and let me explain you how we will start the Python course, right? So this is the Python syllabus. You can see we start from variable, data types, operators, conditional statements, loops, right? Functions like recursion, lambda function, which is very important. Whether you are a data scientist or data engineer or data analyst, you will use this function in your day-to-day operations. Some built-in functions: map, filter, reduce, string, list, tuple, dictionary, set, frozen set. These are all they are built-in data types that we will use. Comprehensions, file handling, oops, exception handling, modules and packages. This is what the core Python. We will target this within 3-4 weeks. We will try to wrap this. Then we will move to the advanced Python, right? Iterator, decorator, generator, collections like default, order, dictionary. So dictionary, I think some of you know. We also have a default dict and the order dictionary. We know tuples. We also have named tuples. We also have DQ, stack kind of thing, right? Or queue kind of thing. You can also do multi-threading, right? Also, we will see the database connectivity, right? So these things we will try to do. Okay, these are important. Let me give you one example. I was giving interview of one company from the telecom sector. They asked me iterator, decorator, generator. Only these three. They asked so many questions around this, right? So that is why advanced Python is also important. All right, and then we will do these Python data analysis like NumPy, pandas, data visualization using matplotlib, cpon, right? EDA, how we do the exploratory data analysis, right? How we do the basic statistics on operations, right? Of course, we will also see some ETL operations, because this ETL operation, we need some basics of it, because some company give you the data and you have to do the EDA or ETL operations, right? I've seen in lots of written tests, right? So this is the data analysis part. And then of course we will see fast API, Streamlit, Flask, right? And we will do some weekly assignments and hands-on projects, right? We can also do the window application. Window applications means there is a library tkinter, right? Tkinter. tkinter, right, which used for window application. But nowadays window applications have not much use, right? But I have seen some of the research project. One of my friend was working with some organization, CSIR, some CSIR organization in Bangalore. So they were developing some tool for their internal use on the basis of ISRO data. They have some ISRO data, and on that they were doing some analysis, and they need a software tool for that. So they built the window application for them. Right. So some R&D organizations I have seen, they were using some window applications like the tkinter. You can check the spelling, right? There is another one is there, the qt. If you want, we can do this also, right? Those are not that much hard, right? If you know applet or swing in Java, then these are just like similar, right? Just like your applet or swing. Okay, I hope I have explained my agenda for two courses, Python core and advanced. Okay, in upcoming 4 to 6 weeks we will try to wrap these things, right? I can't claim on time. It depends how fast you guys are working, and also depends on me how much time I have, right? Because I'm also doing a job, right? So yeah, so that's it from my side around this. You have questions, you can ask. Okay, you can ask your questions in chat. Let me stop sharing. Yeah, anything you can ask. 10 to 11 p.m. yeah, every day from Monday to Friday. Okay, any question? Okay, here Power BI, where to learn Power BI? You can learn from YouTube. There is a guy. Let me share my screen, right? Let me share my screen. I will show you. There is one guy who is teaching very well in that YouTube, right? Yeah, tomorrow we will do YouTube live if we have more people. How many people we have today? 52. Yeah, enough. I don't think so we need to do the YouTube live. Okay, so there is one guy, Nitin Lalwani, right? Power BI, right? Okay, so he's the guy. You can follow his videos. He also teaches Excel. Awesome Excel tutorials, right? You can go with this tutorial. These are completely freely available, right? And who else? No, he's the only guy that I will refer. Okay, yeah. Anything else? Yeah, sorry, Pawan Lalwani. Yeah, my bad. Pawan Lalwani. Yeah, right. Great. Sorry, yeah. Okay. What else? W Power BI, which one is preferred, right? So generally nowadays people are referring to no, people are referring to Power BI. The reason behind is simple. Power BI is cheaper compared to the W. So most of the organizations trying to shift from W to Python. Sorry, W to Power BI, but W still have jobs, right? Because those people who are using W, or organizations, those are using W since starting, so they are not going to replace this, but most of them are replacing. So I will suggest you Power BI, because Power BI has Microsoft ecosystem. So in that ecosystem you can also learn some data engineering skills also. So you can transition on both the roles, data analyst and data engineer, in future. And data engineering has more jobs, because if you see 80% time we spent on data pre-processing, right? So who do this data pre-processing? Data engineers. So that is why if you see nowadays there are so many requirement of data engineers, right? Okay, I'm a beginner, just a second. Okay, I'm a beginner with zero knowledge. How do I start data science journey? Yeah, so as I explained you, right, Kamlesh, as I explained you, you have to start with a programming language, then you should know statistics, then you should know machine learning. These are the basics. Then it depends on what kind of environment you want. The cloud skills are very necessary nowadays because every company is working on cloud, right? So these 4 5 things are important. And if you want to go into Gen AI, then you need to learn deep learning, NLP, and Gen AI. Okay. W Power BI, I am in third year, 6 and want to become a data scientist. Yeah, you can. You can. You need 6 to 8 months. That's it. One programming language, statistics, and machine learning. Then you need to shift your gear. You need to learn deep learning, NLP, and Gen AI. Or if you have no interest in this, then you can go for the computer vision also. Right, computer vision means image processing, video analytics. You can also go for that. So where to learn R programming for biological research statistics. So IGNOU has one course, right? IGNOU has one course. They have a specialization of biostatistics, right? That you can do. Or there is one course on Coursera. Let me show you, right? Again, let me share my screen. Okay, IGNOU biostatistics, right? So you will find these notes from IGNOU, right, on eGyan course. You can get all the books and study material here free, right? So you can see this biostatistics 1 and biostatistics 2. This is for your fundamental purpose. And for R or something, you need to find out any course, right? There is one course on clinical trials. Basically, I think you are asking for clinical trials. Coursera. There is one course on, you can see, best clinical trials courses and certificates, right? I have enrolled in one, but I didn't complete it because you can see the clinical trials operations. Sorry, you can see design and interpretation of clinical trials, understanding clinical research. This is from Cape Town University. These 2 3 courses you can try, right? Okay, and this all will give you good idea about this clinical trials. Okay, yeah, I hope it will work. Okay, where were we? Biostatistics is done. Switch within 3 months. I want to switch within 3 months. I am right now working in different technology. Can I learn SQL and switch? Yeah, you can switch with SQL, but you also need some few skills. Like if you want to be data engineer, then you need Python, PySpark. If you want to be a data analyst, then with SQL you can learn Power BI and you can switch. You can make the switch. How to install free version of Power BI? I think YouTube videos are available. You can easily install that. There is no issue in that. I am a DevOps engineer with 2.5 year experience. Earlier was a data scientist wanting to be MLOps engineer. Yeah, it's good if you already know data science. If you already know some part of DevOps, then it is easier for you. You just need to learn few skills like ML Flow, Azure ML, Azure SageMaker, how you will deploy the model. These 2 3 things if you learn, then it will be easier for you. And there is a huge requirement in MLOps, and they are paying very well, maybe 45 plus, 45 LPA plus. If you have 6 year experience, they will pay you 45 plus. That is what I am seeing in the market, right? Which language is the best for future and internship purpose also? Python I can see, because things are moving towards AI. But if you see from a speed point of view, then people are using Rust, right? If you seeing from full stack development point of view, then you can think of JavaScript, React plus Node.js. So it depends, what kind of internship. This statement is very vague. What kind of internship, right? But if you are good in one language, you can easily make the job. Right? I've seen people who know Ruby. They have started their companies in Ruby, only worked on Ruby, right? So if you are good in one skill, and I have seen one of my student, he was working in Java, he shifted to Scala because of some internal project, and after that Scala experience, he got some freelance client and he got H1B1 visa. Now he shifted to the US. Right? So it depends. If you are good in one language, then you can easily make it, right? Okay. Okay, DevOps done. Timing can be molded. No, I have to finish my office work. Then everyone has to finish their work, right? Most of them are student and are doing the job, right? So they will get some time after 10 p.m., right? Because most of them are working in US shift, right? So yeah, so I think this time is okay. If required in future, we can also change the time, but I think this time is okay for everyone, right? uh, which language future internship? Okay, 19 years of experience, and my last few roles were VP, AVP, data science types, but lost touch due to management responsibility. I should be. You are already in this role, you have good experience, then why you want to start from, uh, because you won't get that much salary that you were expecting. But if you want to learn, you can start with SQL, Python, or cloud, or you can be a cloud architect, right? In data science architect profiles are also there. Or you can start your own, right? You can start your own. If you are AVP, then you can have some network, right? You can try to pitch some clients, and you can start your own, right? Coding you can learn, right? Coding you can easily learn if you try to focus. If you give every day 1 hour, within 2-3 months you can easily learn the coding is not big deal. And nowadays chat gpt is here. People people are doing copy paste from chat gpt is helping a lot, right? So I would suggest, if you are not good at it, don't worry about it. Now chat gpt and stack overflow is there, right, to help you out. But if you want to be good at it, it will take 2-3 months, right? How you to connect personally for guidance? Yeah, you can WhatsApp me. I think you have my number in the group, but I can't take call every day because I have my office, I have my other things, right? But I will try to reply you back as soon as possible. How much R programming? Basically what it means is probability will get covered in statistics. I will try to, but not that much, right? If you say that core statistician focus on probability distribution, we just need an overview of that, right? So not much. Thank you. What do you suggest? Introduction to learning for stats and ML. Yeah, you can use that book. It's a good book, Abhishek. Piyush, ML flow and Q flow. Yeah, you can use that. Subgroup link. Where can I get your WhatsApp group link? Okay, I will share here. Yeah, anyone can share here the WhatsApp group link. I don't have right now. Course for R programming, like you said, YouTube website for Power BI. I will check and share in the group, right? So I have not much idea on R programming. I will share. I will check and share with you. Okay. Thank you very much. We are over 2 minutes. So tomorrow we will start with data science. What data science is? What is data engineer? Data analyst? We will see their job roles. NLP engineer, ML ops engineer. We will try to understand this, and then we will start Python programming. Okay. So yeah, you can get the link into the chat. Yeah. So that's it from my side. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.